teams. It's sort of a rivalry, so we're looking forward to that game on Sunday.
With the addition of Kenny Carr and Norris, Michael Thompson and Calvin Nat, plus their guards are playing very well. So there's kind of a grudge match between LA and Portland, and it's going to be a great game.
You heard it from a couple of the players. Forward position, Kurt Rambis at forward, 6'8" in his second season out of Santa Clara. Jamal Wilkes at the other forward position, the Berkeley, California native, the UCLA graduate. In the middle, he will start tonight. The word we have, despite that sore hip, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar out of UCLA. Magic Johnson, the #1 pick overall back in 1979 out of Michigan State. And at the other guard, Norman Nixon, 1977 graduate of Duquesne. And the head coach of the LA Lakers is the former Kentucky star, now in his second year, the head man of the Lakers, Pat Riley. The officials for tonight's ball game out.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as he jumps against Michael Thompson, and we're underway as Norm Nixon controls the basketball for the Los Angeles Lakers. In the gold, the Trailblazers in red. Jabbar out front with Thompson. This is Magic, number 32. He leads in 3 departments on this ball club. Into Wilkes, the 9th-year man from UCLA. It'll be Lakers ball inbounding. Wilkes guarded by Calvin Nat, who has been the steady performer for Portland so far in the early season.
5 seconds.
On the rebound is Thompson, the 4th leading rebounder in the league last year. On the break, it is Kenny Carr, and he doesn't come up with it, but he is fouled.
Got a good pass from Jimmy Paxson out of Dayton. So the Portland Trailblazers did a good job in the initial possession, blocking out. There's a good look at a good teacher, Jack Ramsey. He really relishes a challenge like this when you come into the Forum. This is his kind of deal. He's been around the horn.
Well, he's got a project right here in Kenny Carr. He sees potential in Kenny Carr, who was originally a first-round pick of the Los Angeles Lakers and has really never lived up to what he's building. His building was great potential. Carr on this season averaging 12 points, but shooting only 37% from the floor. Here is Magic. Rambis to Wilkes, inside to the big guy. Working on Thompson, no good. Scramble for the rebound, and we've got a foul called.
They nailed Kirk Rambis from coming over the top. Trailblazers did a good job boxing out that time, and that's the first time I've seen Kareem shoot a left-handed hook this year.
Darnell Valentine with the basketball. He has become the point guard, taking the spot of Kelvin Ramsey, who is traded to the Dallas Mavericks in a controversial trade. This is Nat from 13 feet, and he gets it.
You get a lot of good shots with Portland. They'll pick down low, they flash across the lane, and they just work very hard. Lakers are down 4.
Jamal. Retrieved by Jabbar. Good pass inside to Wilkes. He just waits for the right time. Scores. He's fouled. It counts. Such a steady performer is Jamal Wilkes over the years.
And you know what's interesting? What's happened now? We'll take another look at the pass inside. Wilkes just gives him the big head fake, gets somebody off his feet, and then goes back up and hits it. But what's happened here, Pete? Worthy is getting so much play and everything. A lot of people are tending to forget that Wilkes, all he can do is play. And there's just so many good athletes on this ball club.
Oh, Wilkes has never been up there in bright lights throughout his career at UCLA or here, but he just gets the job done. Second leading scorer a year ago. He's right up here again this year. This is Kenny Carr, and he is fouled on the drive.
Rambis gave up the baseline that time to Carr. Of course, you can do it when you have a rejector like Kareem. In this case, it doesn't work out, and they get their first team foul.
10:20 remaining in the first period here at the Forum. The Lakers in Portland. Saved by Nat to Darnell Valentine. Valentine, second year out of Kansas. He's in deep trouble there on the baseline, and he's called for walking. The officials for tonight's ball game, Hugh Hollins and Wally Rooney, working this one in Inglewood. Magic and Paxson. There's that matchup you talked about. It's a tough assignment for the 6'6" Paxson against the 6'8" Magic Johnson. Foul underneath.
Looked like Michael Thompson hit him, Pete. You know, you're talking about Magic. He was visiting with Michael Thompson. Michael played at Minnesota and Magic Michigan State. Michael's a center, and Magic was eyeball to eyeball with him. He's 6'9" versus 6'10". And you're talking about a guy who's a guard and leads the break, does it all. He's something.
Magic has been known to play a center at least once, and we all remember that one as Kurt Rambis muscles for it. I'm talking about the championship game 3 years ago.
That's right.
Two
when Jabbar
centers
went
talking
down.
to each other.
There's Pat Riley. His ball club's off a little slow as they pick up the foul. That's their 4th team foul, so got some problems early with 9:40 remaining.
Valentine to Paxson. They like to get him free, get him out there and put it up. Paxson can't buy it. Paxson shooting 26 points a game. Had a 33-pointer last night against the Knicks. Into Kareem. And it doesn't go. Rebound taken off by Carr. Fast break. Valentine 3-on-2 to Paxson. It's good off the glass.
Look at this. I got a cherry picker to Kareem.
And look out. When Valentine missed it, you knew it was over because Kareem was waiting there like a big tight end all alone.
They're very opportunistic. Not only can they beat you half court, and they do run a normal break, get the 3-on-1, 3-on-2, but they'll pick up a puppy now and then, like right there.
6'5" Blazers. Valentine, not a great shooter, but hitting at about 50% this year. Misses that one. Norm Nixon on the drive, guarded by Valentine. Valentine, good defensive credentials. Nixon can't get it, but there is Magic. He can't get it either. Rebound to Nixon. Off the glass. The tenacity of the Lakers holds up, and they take the lead for the first time, 7-6. Thompson, back door, and a nice play to Paxson. He really
Excellent
gets
pass.
free, doesn't he?
Yeah, Paxson just moves without the basketball. He played for Don Donner at Dayton. He knows how to play the game. He knows how to use his elbows, his knees. He's just a smart player. Here's a foul by Thompson. Tell you what they try to do with Kareem. They try and work as much time off the clock as possible so that they can't get it down too early, and then they just push him out. Here's the alley-oop. The nice pass by Valentine. Jimmy Paxson slips in and gets an easy one.
Michael Thompson was the second man in assist on the Portland Ball Club last year. As Portland takes over here. And he's leading the club in assists this year. The big center. This is Valentine. Thompson on a high post. Trying to bring Kareem out.
That's a good point, Pete, because they do want to flash and do some things. This is Calvin.
Nat doesn't go. Here come the Lakers. 4-on-3 to Magic. Yes.
They do that about as well as anybody.
Besides, I suppose, winning the NBA championship is to run the Ironman over in Hawaii.
Look at this. They're doubling up, and they're very effective with this.
Well, that's how they got to the world title, and it causes a turnover.
Pete, I'll tell you, they ran that 1-3-1 trap last year. There's been a rule change that will hurt the Lakers. You've got to double team the basketball aggressively. Last year, they were able to put Magic in a halfway sag position. Can't do that this year, and I know that Pat Riley, in visiting with him, he's a little upset about that. That's the new rule, and it will hurt the Lakers.
Out to Kurt Rambis. Boy, has he been a valuable member of this team. You know, I don't think they realized how valuable he was until he came down with an arch problem in the exhibition season. Kareem with a sky hook, or a modified version thereof. It's 11-8, and the Lakers have their biggest lead.
Make a good point about Rambis. He's undefeated. The games he has played, the Lakers have not been beaten preseason or regular season.
Now, the average is something like 5 a game this season, but he's such a valuable member for that aggressiveness as he knocks the ball out of bounds there. Well, I'll tell you, if Magic is top hat and coattails, Kurt Rambis is hard hat and black lunch pail. He is the blue-collar guy.
I like it, Pete.
Oh, there, the alley-oop again, and this time it is Calvin Nat. And Portland has worked that to perfection twice to close to within 1 with 6:31 to go here in the first quarter.
Give some credit to Paxson for setting a hard pick to let the alley-oop go.
Kareem batted away underneath on the rebound, and here comes Paxson. The Blazers trying to get a break going. Valentine, who shot only 41% a year ago, has improved. This time it is Kenny Carr, who is struggling at 37% from the field. Look out, Norm Nixon wants to get the thoroughbreds going, but he has to hold it up, then goes underneath to Rambis, who muscles, can't fall, but he's right there for the rebound. He is, well, no, it doesn't count because they got him for walking in the lane.
Wally Rooney had a good call because there was definitely some shuffle. Kareem is hurting. I don't know how long Pat Riley is going to be able to go. Kareem is really hurting. It's very difficult for him to run now. You know, that next day after you get hurt is when you're really stiff, and watching him, he is tender.
Well, again, if you just joined up with us, Kareem was injured in last night's ball game with the Jazz. Ben Poquette going down the lane and hit him in the hip. He came out of the game, but then went back in to lead the team in scoring with 22. Thompson, it's rejected. Magic Johnson, the fast break. And this is James Worthy. Hold everything.
Well, Worthy traveled, Pete, but he's the guy who stuffed Michael Thompson. He got a step on Kareem. As we mentioned, Kareem is just, he's hurting a little bit. But then Worthy left his man and blocked the shot.
You've seen Worthy against Denver. He's averaging 15-5 with a high of 24. He got that in that overtime win against Denver. You like him?
Love him. Hey, he runs the court. He bangs. He does it all. Look at Jimmy Paxson slip in and get a deuce.
Again, working free. Paxson, the leading scorer for the Trailblazers, and both teams with 6 points right now. 5:18 remaining in the first quarter. It's Portland 12, the Lakers 11 as the Blazers get it back. Nixon, good drive, and he gets 2.
He's so tough whether you want a shooting guard or the playmaker. Out of Duquesne, there's so many rumors about him the last couple of years that they're going to trade him.
Oh, yes, they said that he and Magic it wouldn't work.
And listen, the guy coming off the bench isn't bad, Michael Cooper. That's 3 pretty solid guards.
Here's Worthy, and that is reminiscent of the NCAA playoffs. Yes, indeed.
Jack Ramsey really upset because one of his players is going back with his back to the bucket, and it costs him. Worthy's got that open court quickness. He had the Magic Johnson, not many are, but he can run.
Packs it again, trying to work the baseline against Magic. This is Carr. Over to Thompson. And we got a 3-second violation on the Blazers. Their 4th turnover. LA with 3. Pat Riley up.
There's Pat Riley. He was a broadcaster a year ago. He did a great job with his ball club. Took charge. They accepted what he was teaching. He's let them play the game, and I tell you, it's a very cohesive unit. They don't feel they're there yet, but there's a lot of athletes.
No good is the call. Foul underneath before.
They got somebody for an offensive pick. Wally Rooney made the call. Let's take another look here. And it's a moving pick, and they get Norm Nixon.
14 fouls on the Lakers. Here's Thompson. Rebound to Magic. He is the leading rebounder on this ball club. That's correct. At 10 a game. No basket. Got a foul on the Blazers.
That's not a boo you're hearing, Pete. That's for Coop. That's Michael Cooper out of the University of New Mexico. In the opinion of many, the best 6th man in the game.
Should tell you this program is authorized under rights granted by the National Basketball Association solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited. What did I miss while I was...
You missed a very sweet assist from Magic Johnson as he just drilled a pass.
And as Michael Thompson. Michael Thompson off to a slow start for Portland, the 17th leading scorer in the NBA last year. And at 20.8 a game, and he is averaging only 12.8. Some people say, well, he may still be in the Bahamas mentally. Valentine taking it all the way on his own.
The guy who did that, though, was Thompson. He just did a very good job deflecting the pass away from Kareem. The Lakers lead by 1, 17-16.
Cooper into Jamal. Returns the favor. Or rather, Jabbar, and Kareem adds 2, 19-16, Los Angeles. Jabbar with 6.
Thompson is letting him get down too low. Most of the ball clubs really try and keep Kareem out, make him shoot the skyhook, and he's had his own way. He hadn't been shooting well early. I'll guarantee you keep letting him get down low, he'll bury you.
Well, Kareem has had good success against Portland. In fact, he had more success against Portland than any team in the Western Conference a year ago. He averaged 27.8 against Portland last year. We've got a walking violation on Kenny Carr. And when they got the 6 new faces, they went to get some strength on the board, some muscle. As you see James Worthy go with a left-handed shot, it doesn't go. That's why they brought in Kenny Carr, and yet to see Wayne Cooper for the rebounding strength, both offensively and defensively. Valentine nicely down the lane against Cooper.
That's so important to Jack Ramsey's offense. The guards must penetrate. Lakers throw it away, but getting back to the point, the guards must penetrate, bring in some pressure, and then dish it off. That's how you get your points, and that's why Paxson's been so effective. Here's another look at Valentine driving the hole.
Well, you got to be quick going down there, particularly against Nixon and Cooper. That's Cooper all over Valentine right now. Nice pass by Thompson. This is Valentine trying to work free to somebody. He's looking for Paxson, but it's picked off by Cooper, and he's got a trailer in Worthy, but he holds up. And that you don't see very often here in the Forum. But we have, what, a timeout?
Number 10 isn't too bad either. They just have some people come off and hurt you.
Eddie came over from the Nets in 1980 for a #1 pick of 1982. That was when Magic went down with a knee initially. That's when they got Jordan. Here is Jordan from 20 feet. Buries it. 21-18. Lakers on top.
They're putting ice on Cooper's groin, I believe. I believe it's the left groin.
Portland trying to work something offensively here. Paxson trying to get free underneath. It's Valentine, and he gets the hoop. Magic is not happy about something.
Well, I'll tell you what the Lakers are trying to do, overplay and deny the guard to forward pass, and that means you're vulnerable to the back door. And Portland cuts this to 21-20 with 1:18 left.
Portland has been in every game they've played this year. Fast break, it is Paxson. He's got it.
Got an outstanding pass from Nat.
You got to like Jim Paxson. In fact, Portland people will tell you if Jack Ramsey could get 5 people like Paxson, he would be ecstatic. Foul is on Wayne Cooper, who is in the ball game now. We've got 53 seconds left in this quarter.
Good-looking fast break. This is Paxson. Gets the ball back. He's got the ability to shoot on the run off the wrong foot and still lay it up soft on the glass. Cooper's an interesting story. Picked up that last foul on Jabbar. Jack Ramsey really thinks that there's something there as far as a potential shot blocker, potential rebounder and everything, and he points out some interesting statistics. They gave up their starting point guard, Kelvin Ramsey, to get him.
In somewhat of a controversial trade. Of course, they did get a #1 pick from Dallas in the process. Kareem can't get that one. Cooper does get the rebound. Cooper has been averaging 5.5 rebounds. He was the leading rebounder for Dallas last year. He was a first-round pick. I shouldn't say a first-round pick, a draft choice of the Golden State Warriors in the 4th round, I believe it was, a couple of years back.
Pat Lever is in at the point guard spot now. This is a kid from Arizona State. As Nat buries one, Blazers lead by 3.
24-21. Portland has snuck up on the world champions here. Now you talk about Pat Lever. He was the 11th player picked, signed late, number 12. You'll see him there. Great defensive ball player at Arizona State and can score. Here is Jabbar in the lane. 12 feet. Kareem gets it. Kareem with 8. Ian Paxson, the leading scorers right now with 8. 6 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Lever to Paxson. Paxson, knowing the time, gets it off, but it doesn't go. And we have Portland Trailblazers trying to win their 2nd in a row. And right now,
a lot of injuries down through the years. That ball club with Walton, Maurice Lucas, Lionel Hollins, Twardzik, and Bobby Gross was one of the better units I've ever seen in the NBA as far as teamwork and cohesiveness. And since that time, they've had more injuries than is possible, I think.
Lamp, Jeff Lamp in the ball game now. Hangs in the air but doesn't get it. Cooper battling for it. Cooper retrieves it. It won't fall. And what do we got underneath there? We got a loose ball foul against Rambis. And that is 3 on Rambis.
Take another look as they're banging in there pretty good. Rambis gets one. It's hard to spot from up here. Looked like he was pretty clean.
Well, gone from Portland a year ago are the names Ramsey, Bob Gross, Kevin Kunert, as Thompson gives a sky hook that doesn't go. Peter Gudmundsson, Michael Harper, Billy Ray Bates, and of course Kermit Washington retired. That's 7 men with 6 additions as Mark Landsberger checks in.
Well, I was going to mention Landsberger. This is the first I've seen him this early. He hadn't seen much action. Played at Arizona State along with Fat Lever on the other side. They played for Ned Wilk. He hadn't seen that much action, but he comes in now. I once saw him get 29 rebounds. The guy has got a lot of ability in that category.
He has more rebounds career than he does points. Tells you what his role is. Underneath, Thompson working against Landsberger. They played 1 year of college together at Minnesota right there. And Bob McAdoo has entered the ball game for the Lakers. 24-23, still Portland. Here comes McAdoo. Crowd responding. They like him here.
Well, you know, Philadelphia was making a bid for him, and he just flat said he wanted to play with the defending world champions, and he wanted his agent to deal only with L.A. He's back, and a lot of people had a chance to pick up McAdoo.
Well, after being with 6 teams in 6 years, I think he wanted to settle down. Got an offensive foul on Eddie Jordan. Portland will inbound as Norm Nixon checks back into the ball game. We have word that, in fact, Michael Cooper did have a groin injury, and we probably will not see him for the remainder of this game. Lever, number 1 draft pick from Arizona State, into Thompson. Turn around to Cooper, and he gets it. Jordan brings it up quickly. 26-23. Portland Trailblazers leading this ball game. Here's Nixon. Landsberger cutting. Lever, who was one amongst the leaders in the Pac-10 last year in steals, right there.
Didn't play the game. He had a backcourt mate, Byron Scott, who will be back at Arizona State this year. Here's a steal by the Lakers, 1-on-2.
It is Nixon, and from behind, he's picked by Lamp, but I think Lamp got him on the arm.
Some other scores. We saw the one this afternoon. Seattle beat Milwaukee 102-90. David Thompson really helping that ball club. They remain undefeated. A great one. Boston over New Jersey 102-100. And San Antonio nipped Phoenix 101-100. So a lot of good action around the NBA today.
Well, I'm sure that both these clubs were with a keen eye watching that Seattle ball game, because the Sonics, one of the 2 unbeaten teams in the NBA right now, and doing it without Gus Williams, looked very good. There's Nixon from 19 feet, and he buries it. It's 26-25. Blazers still on top underneath. Rebound, that is Judkins, who is in the ball game. Retrieved by Michael Thompson in sort of a running hook.
Judkins kept it alive. Out of the University of Utah, played for Jerry Pym. He got a new lease on life, being picked up in the trade with Detroit, a 3rd-round pick. See some action at small forward.
Had his best years with the Boston Celtics. Here is McAdoo. And the crowd just ready to respond. McAdoo, but it didn't happen. He missed another one there. And we've got a jump ball. Bob McAdoo, you indicated, was late in signing, had an offer from Philadelphia, but turned it down. Boy, he really was an addition. He scored 9 points in the regular season and averaged 16-7 in the playoffs, and really became a favorite here.
In the opinion of many, the MVP last year in the playoffs, he was just spectacular. Big guy's always been able to shoot, has had some injury problems, had some problems with some ball clubs, but it's been all aces in L.A.
Nixon with Lamp on him and perhaps all over him. Here comes a speedy Lever, 1-on-1 with Jordan. He buries Jordan, and we got an offensive foul.
Wally Rooney makes the call. Anytime there's contact like that, one coach is going to be upset. This time, it's Jack Ramsey. I thought they got good position there with Nixon. Or Eddie Jordan, I should say. Here it is. It's all dependent on the trunk, and it's a good call. The contact is in the trunk. Wally Rooney played a little basketball himself at the University of Niagara.
Spoken by our veteran referee of 25 years. I think, wasn't George Mikan still playing when you started out?
He certainly was.
at
center jump.
At DePaul.
Got another loose ball foul. Hugh Holland's working the game with Wally Rooney. Spots the foul.
It's on Thompson. That's 3 on Thompson. That could change strategy here.
Well, Jack Ramsey will go to his bench.
Kenny Carr coming in, Thompson coming out, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. Probably put Cooper at the post. Well, we said we wouldn't see Michael Cooper again. Wrong. He's here, taped up, ready to go. Actually, he's taped around the 5. This is McAdoo with the ball. 3-second violation against the Lakers.
Both ball clubs have really turned it over a bunch. The concentration isn't there yet. I expect that to pick up. Portland has turned it over 8 times. The Lakers 11.
The Lakers just look like they can't get that fast break going, which was reminiscent of what happened to them in their opening game against Golden State, in which they came out, got their championship rings. Everybody was going crazy, and then Golden State came out and just ran them right out of the Forum, because the Lakers could not get the fast break going.
I saw Golden State last night. They're doing this without their guards. Michael Ray Richardson hadn't signed. World Free has had some injury problems as Wally Rooney spots a foul. Lester Connors, their number 1, hadn't signed. Mike Gale has been injured, so Al Attles has done a great job. Here's another look as we catch some action. This is Landsberger, And the grab comes on behalf of Cooper. 22nd timeout. And he got pushed around a great deal. I talked to Kenny Carr a little earlier, and let's hear what Kenny had to say.
Yeah, well, Jack Ramsey has given me an opportunity to score some points and be an all-around player like I was coming out of college. And have more confidence in my offense and 15 seeding in.
Kenny Carr hikes it to 30-25, the Blazers' biggest lead. That's Worthy working in the middle of the lane, and James Worthy gets 2 for the Lakers.
He had a growing problem when he came to camp, and he wasn't really in great shape. But boy, you wouldn't know it now. He has really contributed, and big fan favorite. They get on him a lot, Pete, because he doesn't smile, but he always says Moses Malone doesn't smile either.
Wayne Cooper, way out of his range, but he'll still take it. I'll tell you, I'll bet Worthy extends the career of Jamal Wilkes another 2-3 years.
I think you make an excellent point. It's a long season. You play 80-plus games. You got to have some rest, and the secret is the bench, and the Lakers have one.
Worthy, Judkins banging one another underneath, going for that ball. It's out of bounds. It'll remain in the possession of the Lakers.
I talked to Judkins before the ball game. He is really delighted once again with the chance with Jack Ramsey. So the 6 new guys who have come in, they like what they see. Look at this.
Pat Lever, we've got a loose ball foul on Bob McAdoo. That's the 13th team foul on the Lakers. Turnover department, Lakers 12, Portland 8. Something to keep an eye on, but scoreboard's the main thing. That's Judkins.
He was a great shooter in the WAC. Of course, he's paired up against Michael Cooper, played at New Mexico. Those two had some great battles.
Well, they're getting 6.6 out of him off the bench, and they got to like that, does Ramsey. This is Cooper over to Nixon.
Look at this defense. They're hustling around pretty good and trying to double up when they can.
A little bit of that zone influence there. His Lamp was working on anybody that was near the ball.
Pat Riley's got to get Magic Johnson and Jamal Wilkes back in there. He's down 7, and right now the Lakers just don't have a tempo. It's been all Portland in the last 2 minutes. They've been much more aggressive, and they balance the floor better. You get your Hoss back in here, Magic Johnson.
Well, I think you said the words, tempo. There just isn't any. And I don't know how much we're going to see of Kareem for the rest of this basketball game either. With the tender hip. Carr having a little trouble hanging onto the ball and then rocks one up there like he was shot putting it, but it will remain in the possession of Portland.
Here comes the big guy, Kareem, and he is really stiff getting up off the bench, Pete. I'll tell you, he's limping noticeably that first couple of steps.
6 times the MVP in the National Basketball Association, now 35 years old. Talking about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Boy, that makes you feel old. I remember when we were both kids.
I refereed his last basketball game when he was Lou Alcindor in college. His ball club beat Purdue and Rick Mount. It was a great final.
Nixon walking. You were close to Social Security then, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Pat Riley played 5 years for the Lakers out of Kentucky.
He's a
Now
class
their
guy.
boss. Yeah. Judkins guarded by Jamal Wilkes back in the game for the Lakers. They can rest some of those big horses now with the depth that they have. We've got a traveling call. 5:55 remaining in the first half of play. The Blazers with a 7-point lead, 34-27. It has not been a great offensive show. Nixon inbounding to Wilkes.
Well, right now, we got ourselves a playground game because it's just been back and forth. Jimmy Paxson and Darnell Valentine come back in. Pete, 15 turnovers for the Lakers. Portland has turned it over 9 times. Blazers lead it by 7 with 5:52 remaining in the half.
And you don't like to think about it, but it may be that old bugaboo. This is 4 games in 5 nights, and the Lakers are playing like they're taking a nap. And Portland adds to it. Kenny Carr with a hoop. Carr now with 6. Almost stripped by Paxson is Jabbar, and I think it was Worthy on the tap. Yes. Worthy now with 6 points off the bench for the Lakers.
You know, you watch him and on the defensive board, he'll block out well, and you visit with Dean Smith, and Dean has his people block out after looking at films rather than just leap, you know, and there's always that big controversy. Do you leap or do you block out? Worthy will block out because of his college coach.
Valentine. And look at that, Worthy with a rebound. I was so impressed with him in that final game against Georgetown. He was just a dominant player. Here's Jamal. Silk, after all these years, still Silk.
Hey, that's not easy. He's backing away, can only see a portion of the bucket. He knocks it down, cuts the lead to 5.
7 points for Wilkes. This is Valentine guarded by Norm Nixon. Paxson, the lineup for the Trailblazers, almost the same as the starters with the exception of Cooper working the post now because Thompson in foul trouble. And Judkins in there. Doesn't get it. Long range for Judkins.
That's not a good shot, and Jack Ramsey isn't very happy with that. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him go to the bench, and there he goes. Jeff knows better than that. That's a flyer, and that's not what they needed right there. Here comes, well, we'll have to wait a second until he hustles some subs in.
This ball foul was on Carr, his second personal. Both teams with 3 team fouls now. 4:13 remaining in the half. They got a holding call. And I believe it's on Carr. It is, and that is his third. The only thing from now on will be a penalty for the Lakers. Magic has been quiet since the early going. Not only in the point department, just not really much involved with the ball. Valentine strips in, but Wilkes comes up with it, and here comes Nixon. No! Blazers doing a nice job of protecting the lane and trying to prevent penetration. Here's Paxson for what he does best. Gets free, but can't find it. And there is the air traffic controller. And here comes the speed merchant to the power man, Worthy, and the Lakers are back to within 3, 36-33.
You believe in Magic? Because that was vintage. Well, you watch him over and over and you think it gets old, but it just doesn't. Put a lot of enthusiasm into Jabbar's game 3 years ago, and the guy just can flat play the game. 2 out of 3 world championships since he signed as a sophomore out of Michigan State.
It seems like he's been around a decade as Cooper gets a nice turnaround jump shot from 18 feet. But Magic is only 23 years old.
And you know, Pete, a lot of people forget that there's a couple other competitors at Michigan State. Greg Kelcher, who looked good today for Seattle, and Jay Vinson, who was just outstanding his rookie year down at Dallas. That's a good ball club Judd Heathcote had, and one of the better matchup zones you'll see.
Underneath, knocked away. It was Audie Norris, the rookie, and on the fast break it is Jamal Wilkes.
Well, Jack wants a timeout. That really hurt. That was a 4-point swing. They're trailing.
Just don't miss a thing.
Portland 17-38, LA 17-39. Got to believe that'll warm up.
Blazers lose it, coming down.
Ball club we're watching averages 121 points a game. That's going to be tough to get.
Underneath, and that is Magic Johnson working the baseline, and in the vicinity of Audie Norris, who is a rookie out of Jackson State, 6'9", 250. Number 24, Audie Norris. They like him. He's big at 6'9", 250. They say he's quick, and they think they can develop him over a couple of years.
Blazers have been effective with that high post offense. They'll bring Kareem out and open the lanes up.
Paxson with 2 to add his total to 10. Jim Paxson.
Pete, I'll tell you something Paxson does that a lot of young ball players should take a look at. You know, you use your feet for 40 or 48 minutes, depending on what brand of ball you play. You only handle the ball 5 minutes. Paxson has excellent footwork. He's worked a long time at that.
Magic got behind Paxson there. Paxson now sporting a mustache this year is Norm Nixon. Gets nothing but net.
Putting on a pretty
good pressure by Nixon. 40-39. The Lakers have closed it to within 1. 1:20 to go. Worthy on the intercept. Here's Wilkes, 3-on-1. Wilkes takes it himself, backhands it, and the Lakers have reclaimed the lead, and that finally woke up the folks here at the Forum.
Well, you know, the crowd hadn't been involved. Portland's been able to keep them out of it. Now they are getting involved. That was an excellent move by Wilkes. Brought the pressure, took it with him, and then was able to hit the layup.
Paxson baseline jumper, no good. Rebound as the Lakers continue to dominate the boards. Here's Valentine on the intercept, going to do it himself. No good. Deja vu. Kareem comes up with it. This time he dribbles it. We've got a 3-on-2. It's batted away. We've got 40 seconds remaining here in the first half of play.
So kind of an athlete Jabbar is, though. You know, I watched him in college playing for John Wooden. He could dribble the basketball. He doesn't do it much in the pros because the outlet's so quick. That time he came down, he took about 3 steps, and he was over half court.
Still can move it after all these years. Here we go with a big sky hook. And Kareem makes it 3 as the Lakers come with a rush. Right at the halftime, Jack Ramsey shouting out instructions. Here you see the action on Wilkes on the fast break. I want to make a program change on November 9th at college football as Jamal takes it in. Almost ran by the basketball that time. It'll be LSU and Alabama at 8 p.m. Houston and Texas at midnight. 2 good football games for you. November 9th.
That young LSU team, coached by Jerry Stovall, goes down and beats Bear Bryant. First time in a long time, Bear's talking about retiring.
Haven't they turned things around? Jerry Stovall at LSU.
Got a great running back. Saw that kid. That kid can fly. Good
All
ball
right.
club.
I got 29 seconds on the board, but they have come back here. In fact, they've come on a 14-4 run as Valentine tries to get 2 before the buzzer. He does. He is fouled. And the foul is on James Worthy.
This is what Darnell
Second at
does
12.
best, is penetrate. When he was at the University of Kansas in the Big 8, they'd have some classic battles, Kansas and K-State. Mike Evans, Darnell Valentine, and that's what he does best, play defense and penetrate.
Foul was on Wilkes, which is his first personal. Valentine bangs one off the back rim. And it'll stay 43-42. Michael Thompson has gone out of the lineup for safety precautions with his foul situation at 3. Here is yeah. Oh, he worked that one like magic too. He just let everybody clear out, and he took it on the dribble drive. So as his ball club owns now a 3-point lead at 45-42.
Denver and at Utah, he hadn't played.
McGee, one of the great scorers in the Big Ten at Michigan. In fact, he erased Michael Thompson's single-season record there and Rod Mount's career record for total points. We're back in action, 45-42. Portland had a 7-point lead 2/3 of the way through the second quarter, but lost it. Here's Thompson, and he finds the range. Does Michael Thompson?
Blazers get a turnover here. A lot of people don't understand Thompson. He's just a very laid-back guy from the Bahamas. He can play.
Misses that one, but gets the rebound. Only player to play professional basketball from the Bahamas. He definitely admits to a different kind of lifestyle.
Look at Jack Ramsey. He's upset. Wally Rooney made a call. Hugh Hollins is coming over there trying to get it straightened out. And it will be Portland to inbound the basketball.
Folks here at the Forum don't particularly like it. Paxson inbounding.
Crowd isn't into it tonight, though. They haven't helped the Lakers as they normally do. They really get excited. What will get them going is a Magic Johnson fast break or a Kareem sky hook.
Same starting lineups for both teams here in the second half, with the exception of Rambis as Thompson hits again. And that is Worthy in for Rambis for the Lakers.
Hey, that's not easy to take the ball down low in the paint against Kareem. And all of a sudden, the Blazers lead by 1.
Quickly, Thompson has 8 points. Jabbar gets away.
Boy, you don't see that often, Pete, where you try to play post denial against Jabbar. He's so big, and if you throw him the lob pass, even if you get backside help, it's tough. And in this case, they don't get any backside help, and Jabbar gives the Lakers a lead by 1.
12 for Kareem, 47-46. Los Angeles on top. A hook by Carr right there for the rebound is Kareem, and it is knocked away. And it'll be Portland's ball. L.A. with a 28-13 advantage in rebounds.
They just look at each other, and L.A. is just 1 tick behind, even though they lead by 1. It just isn't the way they're accustomed to playing. That time they couldn't connect on the simple outlet pass.
Thompson, high post, underneath. Again, Carr, and he gets it this time. So he was persistent, was Kenny Carr. And Jack Ramsey up off the bench. He liked what he saw.
Well, you know, once again, when he makes the deal with Detroit, and a lot of people thought it was a bad deal to pick up Carr, Jack Ramsey has said all along, this guy is tough. This guy was a great scorer at North Carolina. Why shouldn't he be good? Just give him some things that he can do. Carr has not shot well early, but Ramsey has a lot of faith in the guy.
This is that one. It's 48-47 Portland. Magic trying to get something to happen for the Lakers. Nixon out of the corner. Talked about his shooting. It didn't work there. Wilkes gets it back out to Nixon. Nixon driving the lane, and I think it was Worthy with the tap. That's 10 for Worthy.
He had a bad night last night against Utah. Only knocked down one because he's really been scoring well. The guy's got a great deal of ability. Here's a turnover, and the Lakers are running.
3-on-2. Nixon leading the break, and Magic lets it get away from him off the foot. And you talked about being just a step out of sync. He'll be the first to admit it right there.
Well, they had it going. 3-on-2. Trigger man in the middle, Nixon. Magic normally is there, but in this case, Nixon gives him a good pass. He just doesn't handle it.
Knapp this time working the high post. We have a foul. It is on Jamal Wilkes, and that is the second team foul against the Lakers here in the third quarter. 48-49, Lakers on top. Pat Riley, always on one knee, or on his haunches anyway, always busy off that Laker bench. Oh, nice give and go. Valentine, but he walked with it. He was looking for Carr, and Valentine probably should have taken it himself.
Well, Jack Ramsey doesn't like the call, but it's absolutely correct because he put an extra step in. That's called traveling without a suitcase. And Valentine definitely violated.
Tried to do a little alley-oop, but it didn't quite go high enough. But Kareem was taking care of business anyway, but they lose it. Portland will take possession. Kareem not happy with the call.
Pat Riley felt that he got fouled. Up here, it just looked like he was hard off the glass.
Oh, there's a shoving match going on between Magic and Nat. And the rebound comes off to Worthy. Here's Wilkes. So they hold it up. Irvin Magic Johnson will do just that. Lakers by 1. 8 minutes, 59 to go in the third quarter. It has not been the offensive fireworks we expected, to be honest with you. But it's an even ball game. Worthy, left-handed running hook, and he's showing everything he's got in this, his rookie year.
Lakers really played it cool. Who are they going to take? Cummings, Worthy, or Dominique Wilkins? Pick Worthy, and it's been very good. There's Paxson.
12 for Paxson. He is tied with Abdul-Jabbar and Worthy in the scoring department, each with 12. Thompson with a rebound, a quick outlet pass. Valentine looking for help. Now pulls up, free throw line jumper, good.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Thompson got the outlet out about like the way Walton and Wes Unseld do it.
Valentine could really help this Portland ball club with his shooting. He's averaging 13-3 as opposed to around 6 last year, and he only shot 41% from the floor last year. They need more points from him. Here's Nixon, and that one wiggles in, and the Lakers take it 53-52. It's back and forth here at the Forum.
Tough when you gamble like Valentine did. It leaves somebody open, and Nixon is an excellent outside shooter.
Portland last year finished at 42-40. That was 5th in the Pacific Division, a tough division. Here's Thompson. And he gets it. Michael Thompson with his 6th point here in the third quarter. Michael perhaps is awakened.
Got a good pass from Valentine when Jabbar jump switches that time. He immediately takes advantage and gives Thompson something he can handle with a shorter man.
Thompson has had success against the Lakers. Did last year, scored 22 a game, had a high of 38 against Kareem. It's Kareem going the other way against Thompson. And Johnson with the tap in. Lakers by 1 as we go back and forth here at Inglewood. NBA action on ESPN. Hope you're enjoying it. This is Paxson. Pulls it up. No. Worthy with a rebound. Wilkes 2-on-1 with a big fella. Broken up by Valentine. Those quick hands of the defensive specialist Valentine. And it's back the other way. The tempo picking up. Carr. Back to Valentine. What do we got? 3-second violation for dominance in the East. And the Milwaukee Bucks, a good basketball team, but as we saw today, struggling in the backcourt. They are 4-2 in the season. But next Sunday, it's the Celtics and the Bucks. Norm Nixon, front of the rim, rebound to Paxson. Here come the Trailblazers, trying to run a little bit more. Are the Blazers against this LA team? They're down by 1. Thompson, a give and go, and out comes to Paxson, guarded by Worthy. That's a mismatch. It's patted away. Paxson, who had a father that played in the NBA in the middle 50s, and he has a brother that's destined here for the NBA, a guard at Notre Dame, John Paxson. He's a good one, too. They're both just alike.
Excellent player. That guy runs the show for Digger Phelps.
Darnell Valentine from 22 feet. 12 points for Valentine. Near his average. And hounding Nixon on defense. The Blazers re-grab the lead at 56-55. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Kareem couldn't handle it. Kenny Carr, good defensive work. Here comes Valentine. It doesn't go. Look at Worthy on the rebound. And how about that pass? Will Kareem take care of things? Yeah.
Well, Kareem was cherry picking, but Worthy showed that upper body strength. I tell you, he is something. That really showed me something because there was a pack. There were 5 red shirts around him, and he just whizzed the ball. Looked like Dolph Schayes.
Well, you know, they didn't get Ralph Sampson in the draft. I'm not sure they didn't get a better player for their ball club than James Worthy.
Well, Jabbar can go on for a long time.
Worthy also with 8 rebounds as Johnson comes up with one here. Nixon on the fast break, and he was almost tackled by Darnell Valentine.
I'll tell you what the Lakers are doing, though. They're extending the break now. Instead of hitting the middleman and trying to take it to the middle, they've extended it, more of a power pass. Rambis comes in. Let's take a look at Worthy. Look at this upper body strength as he rebounds. 5 red shirts around him, and look at that.
Carr all over him, and he still whips it out to Kareem. Worthy has gone out of the ball game with 8 rebounds and 12 points. Jabbar, the leading scorer for the Lakers, with 14. Gonna try to get 2 more here. Working on Thompson. Sky hook, and it falls. 59-56. The Lakers stretch it to 3, and that's about as big as it's been here in the second half.
Kareem has really had a tough shooting night. He was 5 of 11 at the half, and that's not like him. He usually hits everything inside. It's like dropping pennies in a piggy bank.
He's not getting much of a roll tonight, or the luck on the roll anyway. Thompson, back door. It is Nat. It is stopped by Worthy, who I thought was out of the ball game, but is not. Rambis came in.
Let's take another look at Worthy's block because this is special. Look at the timing here. Avoids the foul. You get a foul call many times by the official if you're close with the body. In that situation where you just use that good reach, you're not going to get a foul call. Worthy really did a great job.
So it is Wilkes that is out of there. Nat a little bit out of his range. Here comes Johnson. Looking for somebody, and they hold it up now to Nixon. Guarded by Valentine. Kareem now just getting back into the act. Rambis has been out of action for quite a while in this ball game. Surrounded is Jabbar. Got a foul against Portland.
People always have their hands on Kareem. They're always pushing and shoving. He reacted in the Kent Benson deal a couple of years back when Benson was with Milwaukee, but you know, people just push and shove and eventually get tired. There's a nice steal. Look at Jimmy Paxson.
Watch him control it, too. If he doesn't have the break, he won't do it. Valentine underneath the Nat. Nat, who is shooting at, did last year anyway, at 57% of club record, got an easy 2.
I tell you what is so important to sell your people on is that an assist is every bit as important as a bucket, and Valentine cuts the lead to 1 with an excellent assist. We've got another foul here.
Foul is on Valentine, his second. That is the 3rd team foul on the Blazers. A minute ago, I want to point it out, as Pat Riley has a word for one of his ball players, Michael Thompson, with his 4th foul. So that could be a problem for Portland as this game extends into the end of the third quarter. There's Rambis, always near the basket, and the guy who the Knicks didn't like, their number 3 draft choice in 1980, had to go to Greece to play some pickup basketball and came back, try out for the Lakers, and became a star.
I tell you what's happened. They've made him a Damon Runyon character, too. He's a hero. They call him Superman. There
yeah. Off the foot of Norm Nixon. And in the turnover department, that is 23 for the Lakers, to 15 for Portland.
Look at Nixon. He says, we're going to get it together. Just stay with it. Okay. This is the season's turnovers tonight, and they still lead by 3. A testimony to their great ability and their rebounding ability.
Nat lost Rambis underneath, but look who comes up with the rebound. Nat can't find the hoop, and Nixon slows it up. Now, what is negating the turnovers is the fact that the Lakers are out-rebounding Portland 39-17. Rambis, it counts.
Boy, he got a good pass that time from Magic. Rambus, they were trying to front him. Pushes off easy, not to pick up the foul. No backside help from Thompson. Carr didn't get any help. And you just can't play defense like that if the weak side forward isn't going to help you.
There was 1 year in their college careers that Rambus played with Mark McNamara out of Cal. Now, as Nixon puts it up, with Philadelphia as a backup to Moses Malone. They played together, and I think McNamara had to transfer to Cal because of the lead so far in the basketball game at 65-58. Jack Ramsay entered this ball game as the 4th winningest coach in the NBA. Gene Shue has 1 more win than he, and then it's Holtzman and Auerbach, Misters, on top of him. That's an impressive figure as Paxson baseline jump shot doesn't go. Rebound to Kurt Rambus. You can tell he's a favorite just the way the crowd responds to anything he does. Johnson lost it. Valentine saved it. This is Audie Norris back in the lineup. Thompson underneath to Paxson, and Portland is to within 5. 14 for Paxson now. Paxson averaging 26, 56% from the floor he is shooting.
Portland's trying to double. And of course, LA will use that good speed to keep away from that situation.
Johnson somehow manages to hang on. There is a whistle called by Hugh Hollins.
He was from LA. Cut his teeth on the Summer League. A lot of prospective referees go out to the LA Summer League and learn what it's all about. We watched Don Nelson in action today. He wanted to be an NBA referee at one time. Instead took an assistant coaching job with Larry Costello, and now is one of the top coaches in the league.
I didn't know that. I learned all kinds of things from you.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for that answer on the original Portland guys.
Okay.
I can't think of any more.
It's forthcoming.
Yeah.
1:52 remaining in the third quarter. 67-60 Los Angeles. Valentine trying to feed underneath to Audie Norris, the rookie. And there is the Mountain Jabbar. Underneath for Rambus. Talk about Kareem. Kareem was, this is his second night of prime time. He was on network television last night as an actor in a role of a substitute teacher on, oh, the name of the show has totally escaped me now. The one with Gary Coleman, that's it. This is Thompson underneath. That's the only time he's ever been a substitute, I'll tell you that.
I think you're talking about different strokes.
Different strokes, there it is. Well, I'm in trouble with my kids, I'll tell you that. 12 points for Thompson as he has really come alive here. He had only 4 in the first half. Nixon trying to kick free. May have walked. Rambus almost loses it. McAdoo back in the game. Nixon.
I'll tell you, that little guy can shoot. And he can shoot off balance, too.
69-62. Lakers lead it.
Tough to sag on anybody in the Lakers.
Batted away by McAdoo. A defensive move. Nice play by McAdoo. Foul is on Hellman.
Ramsey knows that he really has
Brother
to
Valentine.
try and keep that tempo under control now. So important, Pete, that you don't let this thing get away. They've played too tough, so you really have to come down and get a good shot, which has been a Ramsey trademark.
Pat Lever and Wayne Cooper have checked into the Portland lineup. You're looking at Cooper there as Nixon at the free throw line. 1 of 5 are the Lakers. Pat Riley looking on. Pete Levengood, Irv Brown from the Forum in Inglewood. 50 seconds to go. The Lakers up by 7, 69-62. Make it 8, 70-62. Third quarter action.
Up on the scoreboard, they have a Laker Forum welcome to Vitas Gerulaitis. So, pretty good tennis player taking in a basketball game. Here comes fast Eddie Jordan in for Norm Nixon, who really contributed from the outside during the third period. Lakers lead it by 8 with 37 seconds left in the third period.
Paxson and Johnson. That's that matchup you talked about at the top of the show. Has been a factor. Game's worthy to Bob McAdoo.
McAdoo shot well against Denver in that back-to-back series. Has not shot well tonight. He missed a lot of time, and the guy can fill it up. It just hasn't happened tonight. He is a good shooter. He's got good form, good spin.
Had only 2 the other night, and none tonight. Now he's got 1. More importantly, the Lakers have finally found the range at the free throw line. 3 times the leading scorer in the NBA in the middle 70s with Buffalo. One-time MVP. Led the league in scoring. With one time 34 points a game. He can put it up and still can. Turnaround jumper by Wayne Cooper. There is Rambis in the lane with a rebound. We got a 3-on-3 working here. Magic. To McAdoo, no. And it's back 3-on-1 the other way. Pat Lever at the buzzer, no. 72-62. We've got 12 minutes left. Now that business is taken care of. You better do your homework. That's not fair. I won't do that to you again. Johnson with the ball. 72-62 as we start the fourth quarter. Underneath to Rambis. And Rambis is becoming a factor as we get down the stretch. His 6th point.
Well, he really whipped Cooper, and the Lakers lead by 12. The boards are just really one-sided. 43-18 for the Lakers.
Wilkes back in the game. We got McAdoo away from the ball and the foul. Portland will inbound in front of Jack Ramsey. Always neon towel. What an intense man. Hates to lose. From St. Joseph's, and this is Jim Paxson.
You know, he said something, too, that really makes some sense. He doesn't see how any athlete can be satisfied with a performance unless he's physically fit. That's the way he lives. He doesn't preach to people about being physically fit because he does it himself. The guy's in top shape.
I know one of his coaches, John Bacher, the Warriors, told me a story. Who was here scouting tonight? Told me a story about Jim Lynam, one of Jack's assistant coaches.
Oh, yeah,
yeah. Played for him, as a matter of fact. They went out and ran a bit, and I guess Lynam ran him hard as we get a walking call there on the Lakers. Ran him hard. He went with him for about 7 miles. They got back, and Jack said, well, let's go take a swim. And Jack went out in the ocean and swam, and he just disappeared from Jim Lynam. He's a bugger on fitness. Pat Lever with the basketball, guarded by Eddie Jordan. Judkins in the ball game as Ramsey has gone to his bench here. Paxson in and out. Rebound, Audie Norris. And he gets the hoop.
He played at Jackson State. He's got some ability. A lot of people liked him, projected him as a 2nd or 3rd round pick, and he was delighted to go to Portland. They need a shot blocker, and that's what they feel he'll give them along with Cooper.
Foul appears to be on Cooper. Well, Norris, I think the thing that may have held him back in the eyes of a lot of people was the fact that, and I'm not sure everybody knew it, but he played a lot of last year with a stress fracture in his foot, which is not going to help you anyway. Ramsey likes him. Here's McAdoo. Pulls it up, 15 feet. Doesn't go. Cooper with a rebound.
Bob just doesn't have it tonight.
Pat Lever dishes underneath. This is Norris. He likes the feel of it. Boy, he goes to the basket, and McAdoo slaps it away, and I think McAdoo got him on the wrist.
I'll tell you what, that is pretty good quickness. Let's take a look at Norris again. Look at him shake to the left and then come back quickly on the veteran McAdoo and gets hit. Jack Ramsey wanted goaltending, so Norris showed some quickness inside. A lot of time left, 10-20. Lakers by 8.
This is a big kid, 250 pounds.
This is the kind of guy, you give him that basketball 1,000 times a day in practice and let him power to the bucket, power to the bucket. You saw that first step, that quickness. There's something there.
16-7 score his senior year at Jackson State. And he misses there. 74-66. 10-16 remaining in the basketball game. The Lakers lead it. They are looking for their 4th against 1 loss. The Blazers, on the other hand, 1-4. Trying to win 2 in a row. Eddie Jordan gets it to Johnson. Johnson whips it to Wilkes, who's back in there. Wilkes one-hands it and gets it.
He is so smooth. Picked him up after he played for Golden State. Couldn't work some things out. And just been a great deal. A lot of Lakers came here. They're not all #1 draft picks. Kareem was playing at Milwaukee. Wilkes with Golden State. It's been a nice little blend. Here comes Nixon back in for fast Eddie Jordan, I believe.
Quiet 13 for Wilkes tonight.
Oh, Magic is going out, get a little rest. So Pat Riley going with a couple of little guys in the backcourt.
Jordan will play the point, guarded by Jeff Lamp, who's checked in. Lamp was a first-round pick a year ago and has been slow to develop as McAdoo just cannot buy a basket right now. Lamp they had 2 first rounds. Lamp came ahead of Valentine.
He was Virginia's all-time leading scorer, played for Terry Howland. He really gave Sampson some help because he just couldn't pack it in on him that much with a guy like Lamp. I believe his future is as a guard. They use him as forward, but I believe his best bet is going to be on the back line.
Lever showing a little bit of the rookie mistakes, operating a little out of control on the break. And Eddie Jordan. Almost three-point range there for Eddie Jordan. We're thinking three-pointers. Neither one of these two teams are specialists at it. That is Lamp. It doesn't fall. It's 78-66. Nixon on the break, gives off to Wilkes. And the Lakers are starting to stretch it out now. 80-66, the biggest lead for either team on this evening. Well, let's see. With Johnson in the scoring department, he's got 10. Working on another one of those triple-doubles, though. Which he had 18 last year. Already had 2 this year. Lever, no. Lever can't find the range and has hurt Portland a couple of times because of it. McAdoo, he either. And he finally gets it.
Hey, he used the glass from outside. Normally Bob won't do that, but he adjusted because he just hadn't had the touch tonight. That looked good off the glass. That's not easy to soften it up and knock it down.
Michael Thompson playing with 4 fouls back in the game. I'm sure Ramsey figuring we got a foul, I think, on Rambis. Figuring that he better get his big guy in there now, 4 fouls or not. 4th foul on Rambis. Team fouls, 3 for the Lakers, 1 for the Blazers.
You know, Lever missed that last jump shot, but boy, he squares up to the bucket. That'll keep you from having a bad night just by having the touch and squaring up.
Lever lost it. Jordan picked in. Here's Rambis. The trailer is McAdoo. Rambis wisely holds it up for Nixon. They'll start it again.
Took care of that pivot foot pretty good.
McAdoo not getting at the fans, just wanting him to hit so they can do their McAdoo. Here's Lamp, pulls up, 12-footer good. 7:42 remaining in the basketball game. The Lakers by 14, 82-68. Nixon trying to get a pick from McAdoo. Does. Pulls up, gets it. Well, I think Norm is finding the range now. 17 points to lead the Lakers in scoring.
We're talking about squaring up, goes to his left, squares up, and just made it look easy.
Audie Norris looking like a train. It didn't matter that Kurt Rambis was there. Norris had his mind set on going to the basket. And what we've got is a jump ball as a result in the scramble. Kenny Carr and Eddie Jordan. There's a mismatch. Lever with the basketball. Rambis on him. Lever, a little out of control. Gets it off to Lamp. Lamp has to get the volleyball return on it. 84-70. 7:04 to go. Lakers enter tonight 2 behind Seattle. Nixon, no.
Looks like they got Wilkes climbing the back.
3 on Jamal.
84-70, the Lakers over the Blazers with 6:57 remaining. A lot of turnovers tonight. Lakers have built this lead with the break, and they've really hit the boards. You ask how many turnovers?
I
The Los
did.
Angeles Lakers have turned it over 26 times, and the Portland Trail Blazers 21.
2-1. Looks like Wilkes may have walked, but he gets the basket. It's 86-70. And there is the break. Perfection. Boy, you can sure tell the difference now between that fast break and the first 2 quarters. Lever gets the basket, and he is fouled. Foul is on Jordan, his second.
One of the nicknames that is really hard to believe, Fat Lever. He doesn't have an ounce of body fat on him. It's for Lafayette. I saw him and Byron Scott put on a show in college one day in Oregon State, the year that Oregon State was rated #1, and that's tough to win in Corvallis, and they're going against a couple of pretty good guards named Radford and Bloom and another guy named Lester Connors, who will be in the league pretty quick, and those 2 kids were really something.
Byron Scott will be back with Arizona State this year. The year of ineligibility. Lever been hitting at 7 points a game. It's really helped him out. When Valentine, and he is fouled as he goes to the lane, I think that's 5 on Rambis. Valentine was hurt in the first ball game, missed all of that and then a couple more. and it was Lever that had to fill in.
Look at him find a seam here. Gets a little bit of a crease as Kareem didn't come over all the way. And there's the foul
on Jordan. Lever having a little difficulty at the free throw line there. Portland now 5 of 11 from the free throw line in this game. 86-73. Lakers big edge in rebounding, 47-23. Nixon takes it, and what have we got? Got a blocking foul.
Boy, that Nixon went to the hole, played paratrooper. That's how you get hurt, but he bounced like a rubber ball. When you're up in the air, nobody can move underneath. And that, in the opinion of Wally Rooney, is exactly what happened. So Nixon will get a pair.
Rambis checks out of the game with 6 points and 10 rebounds for the Lakers, which is what they got him for, the latter, the rebounds. Big night for Kurt Rambis. Rambis shows no signs of being bothered by that arch that really kept him out of the preseason. Magic checks back in.
Well, the thing that you got to love about a guy like Rambis, it gives people in college hope that they don't have to have the great athletic ability, because he's certainly a great athlete. He's an overachiever. He's surrounded by a bunch of great athletes, and he really has a role, and the people appreciate him, but more important, his coach appreciates what he does.
Yeah, there is a chance to make it in the NBA. He was one of only five free agents to make clubs last year.
I'll give you a good example that, you don't have to be drafted #1. Look at the contribution Alvin Scott makes down at Phoenix, a 7th-round pick. How many 7th-round picks making? He really contributes.
Kenny Carr on the follow of the good effort by Valentine. That is 10 for Carr, and that is where he has been most of this year in terms of scoring. I think Jack Ramsey would like to get a little bit more out of his power forward in the scoring department. Kareem back in the ball game with the old sky hook, and he's got 18 now. Kareem averaging 19 in this season. 23-9 last year, which is his lowest output. One other time he hit that same figure, but Kareem, they don't really need Kareem as much anymore.
Well, when he came out of Powers Memorial, he took an academic scholarship. He's a bright guy. Very articulate. He can do some things. You mentioned you've seen him in the movies. He was in an airplane.
That's right. And I know I happened to be down in the Los Angeles area during the offseason, and I saw, I can't remember the name, it was at the Forum. I think it's part of his contract with Jerry Buss that there was a rock concert here, and it was promoted by that man right there, number 33, a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar promotion.
Yeah, he does have that. I remember that contract.
4:59, 89-75.
Crowd thinks it's over. They're really quiet. Some of them heading for the exit.
Well, they're famous for that here, win, lose, or draw. I mean, this is Hollywood. There are other things to do. Magic Johnson over to Nixon. 4:56. The lead is 12. You're right, it has gotten quiet.
One thing about the NBA, though, to keep you around, Wilkes knocks one down, is a three-point play. Get somebody that can get you back in it quick.
You know, Jamal's the leading scorer for the Lakers and the leading scorer in the game, and you hardly know he's even here.
Well, that's what's happened because Rambis has been getting so much ink. Worthy, you know about Magic, Kareem, and Nixon. All Jamal Wilkes does is come out and do his job and contribute.
Get his 19, go home. Michael Thompson, nice play there over Jabbar. Thompson now with 14. Off the glass, would you say? Retrieved by Norm Nixon, but I think he got Darnell Valentine from the shoulders up. They got all of him.
So with 4:10 left, a little ragged here as we pick up a foul. We haven't seen Cooper, and the reason I bring that up, that Koopa loop, as they like to call it on the lob pass.
While we were away, Darnell Valentine knocked in 2 free throws to up his total to 14. We have another whistle down here. The Lakers leading it by 10, 91-81. That foul is on Thompson. That is 5 on Michael Thompson. Third team foul. against Portland. Both clubs traveling in from points distant the night before. Portland coming from Portland, where they knocked off the Knicks. The Lakers were in Utah, where they also won. Here's Wilkes. He's on right now. 21 for Jamal. Lead again is 12. Thompson working against Jabbar. Had some success in the second half. That time, Kareem says, nothing doing. My territory.
That's right, and he stuffed it pretty good. Be interesting when Philadelphia plays the Lakers. Malone going against Jabbar, and Malone with a supporting cast now.
Interesting when Malone and the 76ers play anybody anymore.
Yeah.
Paxson with a score. Paxson now with 18. He had been their leading scorer with 26 points before this night started. 3 minutes remaining in the basketball game. The lead is 10 for the Lakers. They are just trying to protect right now, and they've sort of changed their rhythm, and it may hurt them as Paxson comes up with it on the intercept. What'll he do with it? 3-on-3, pulls up, doesn't get it, gets the rebound, and gets the hoop, and all of a sudden, Portland's back in his basketball game.
Don't know what Lakers are trying to do because they've gone tentative. You only have 3 team fouls. They'll be very aggressive on this possession if I know anything about Jack Ramsey. Here's Jamal Wilkes. He's been doing this for a long time. Gets nothing but net.
2 of his 21.
And the Blazers will press. They'll look for a double-up opportunity. Of course, the Lakers will try and avoid that and not let them help by being very quick. I think Pat Riley will come out and be aggressive now. The last 2 times down the floor, they tried to use the clock, and it hurt them.
Both clubs working with their starting lineups. Save for the Lakers. It's Worthy in there instead of Rambis, who is in foul trouble. This is Johnson from way outside. And look at that. Worthy with a follow-up slam in.
That could be the will breaker right there with 2:17 left because you get that rebound, you can cut it to 6.
9 rebounds for Worthy. 14 points. He's figured out this league in a hurry.
Jack Ramsey is talking to Hugh Hollins. Didn't think he was out of bounds. Here's Worthy. Remember, the lead was 8. Looking for a 6. Instead, Worthy just puts it back in. What a play. He won the ball game at Denver the other night after the Lakers were down by 5 with 1:20 left in overtime. He had a tip in to send it into overtime.
Jabbar with a hook shot, and it's now 12-97 to 85 with 1:51 to go. So the Lakers have answered the challenge, the late challenge by Portland, and are off and winging here. 3-on-2. Magic working it to Worthy. Oh, great feed. Oh, my goodness. I like this rookie.
So's the crowd. Listen, 99-85. At one point, we were looking for a 6-point swing, and all of a sudden, the Lakers have put it out of range. There's a 3-point effort.
Well, Portland not very good in that department. Last year they hit only 22% on 3-point plays. LA is worse because they're never far enough away. LA last year was 13% from 3-point distance. Magic, no one to guard him, so what the heck? I'll take it myself. Doesn't get it. Long outlet pass. Magic with 10 assists tonight. Paxson cuts it to within 12. People here at the Forum really racing to get out of here now with 56 seconds to go as Lever Nixon gets the ball away. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Magic, no foul called. They'll take it, and that's 14 for Johnson. So he's just 1 rebound away from a triple-double, and unofficially that's it, because Magic just came off with a board. 30 seconds left in the basketball game. Hope you enjoyed it. A whole lot more on ESPN this NBA season. The best in basketball right here. Jabbar with 17 seconds remaining. Kareem, a little icing from 18 feet. Laker fans, those that are still here, like it. Paxson from 3. Nat with a rebound, gets the basket for Nat 10. He's been quiet here in the second half. 5 seconds to go. And the Lakers.
That's Jack Nicholson, Rod Stewart. Difference as These two teams met last time. Some unlikely stars like Pat Cummings, who had 22 points and 17 rebounds the last time around. Also, Mark Aguirre. He wasn't starting for a while, but he tossed in 19 points. For the Lakers, the bench was strong. Dallas Brad Davis comes up court till he runs into a defensive special. In the story of this one, watch it closely. Davis topped away by Michael Cooper. He steals, goes all the way for 2. Cooper with 20. And the LA rookie played an outstanding game, too. Off the steal by Magic to Cooper to James Worthy. Worthy with 21 points. Mavs rely heavily on Rolando Blackman. Blackman scored 24 against LA. He talks about preparing.
Get up.
Matchup. Jamal Wilkes will start at 1 forward position out of UCLA. Kurt Rambis with Jabbar starting moves back to the forward position. He's been chucking in about 14 per game. Kareem back with his 20-point per game average out of UCLA. Will be back in the lineup tonight. At the guard positions, Magic Johnson, 15 points a game average, but he does everything else too. And Norm Nixon, the man who makes the offense go, averaging close to 15 as well. The coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, Pat Riley, in his second year, played at Kentucky, 9 years in the NBA, had the championship year last year with the Lakers.
7-2 to Cummings, 6-9.5. We are underway at the Forum in Inglewood. Norm Nixon with the basketball, 7th in the NBA in assists. Just a little over 8. This is Magic Johnson. Back to Norm Nixon. Underneath to Jabbar, working on Cummings. Whistle called. Foul underneath. The call by Rakel.
Almost impossible, Pete, when he gets down low. Cummings giving up so much size. Going to have to get some help out front as Jabbar would get a pair.
At the line is Jabbar. Kareem 72% from the free throw line on this season. And he makes it. Last night's loss to Phoenix broke a string. The Lakers had won 10 games straight over a 4-year period without Kareem, but last night it wasn't even close without him.
Lakers have designed, Keith, of that 1-3-1 trap that they used so effectively against the Nets the other night. They really dusted that thing off when Jabbar was out of there. They didn't feel they could go one-on-one with Buck Williams and Daryl Dawkins, and it was very effective.
Jay Vincent missing from the corner. The rebound to Kurt Rambis. And the Lakers bring it up. And Pat Riley will have this club running underneath to Wilkes. Nice pass that time. And Wilkes, the leading scorer on this Laker ball club, at 19.6 a game with 2 points. It's 4-0 Lakers here in the early going at the Forum. The Mavericks, small, up front. The backcourt with Davis, some experience. Blackman, a second-year player. We have a whistle called by Jake O'Donnell. And we have a foul on Magic Johnson.
There's a look at Dick Motta. He's been a winner everywhere he's been. Weber State, Washington, Chicago, doing it the right way, as we mentioned at the top. At Dallas, they're not taking any shortcuts. They're 2 rebounders away from having a playoff contender.
And over the next 4 years, they have 7 first-round picks and 6 seconds. I think they're in pretty good shape. Rebound goes to Jabbar. The outlet pass to Rambis. He'll hold it up now for Nixon. Nixon looking for an opening. Instead pulls it up 15 feet. Doesn't go. And it'll be Laker ball off of Mark Aguirre, number 24.
So the Mavericks block off very effectively, but Aguirre unable to get it. You know, he reported to camp weighing 12 pounds less than a year ago, and you check him out now, Pete. He's got 5% body fat on him, and that guy has changed completely since his days at DePaul.
And they say his attitude has changed. He is more into the game of basketball this year than he was a year ago, and certainly as he was as a collegiate at DePaul. Jabbar working on Cummings, instead feeds off to Mark Aguirre. And we're talking about right there, and this is Brad Davis, the point guard, and Dick Motta loves him. You know, they got Kelvin Ramsey in that trade with Portland, and Ramsey just can't get Davis out of the starting lineup.
You know, and they're pretty solid, though. They get 48 minutes of decent point guard play, as they just can't knock one down here. Vincent unable to get one.
Mavericks still without a score as Johnson having a little trouble now. Gives it off to Rambis, and they start to whip it around. Good defensive work by Rolando Blackman on Jamal Wilkes. It doesn't go, but there's Rambis blocking out, but it doesn't count. The foul is going to be on Rambis.
Rambis gets a loose ball foul. That's the first one, the second team foul. So Dallas needs a bucket. They're down 4-0. We're talking about their point guard. They're also very solid at the shooting guard. Rolando Blackman is 6'6" out of Kansas State, and he'll match up with the bigger guards in the league. What they need is a big, strong forward, and of course they need the big guy in the middle.
Blackman from long range can't get it to go in. Rambis with the rebound. He is tough under the boards. The blue-collar guy, number 31, out of Santa Clara, Rambus. This is Magic Johnson. Stolen by Davis. Good hustle that time. We have a whistle. Bob Rakel with a call, and we have a foul called. A loose ball foul.
Pat Riley watching the same foul we'll see right here as Davis makes the steal. This is a guy out of Maryland that was drafted originally by the Lakers. He couldn't make it. He played in the Continental League and signed as a free agent. He's done a very good job.
Inside, it's Jay Vincent where he likes to operate, and he's averaging 17. Third leading scorer in the club, but this is Norm Nixon. Again, he's going to pull it up. It's the roll off the fingers, and the Lakers are up 6-zip.
As we thought, Pete, it might be a little bit of a slow start both ways, even though the Lakers are up 6-0. They're not putting on a clinic. It's chilly in here. For some reason, neither ball club came out very early, about 13 minutes on the clock when they came out, and the Mavericks, as you can see, right now just aren't doing a thing. Cummings very long on the shot.
Nixon again. You got to work it once, go with it again. Norm Nixon.
Well, they've shot very poorly, Pete, and of course Dallas needs to shoot very tough because they do have a problem on the backboards.
In the corner to Vincent, back out to Blackman. Blackman improving every week. Here is Aguirre from 18 feet, and Aguirre finds the range for the first time. So the Mavericks have scored finally. 8-2, Lakers lead it. Early going at the Forum here on this Sunday night. And by the way, season's greetings to you from everybody at ESPN.
3-second call on the big guy, Jabbar, so Dallas can cut it down to 4 points. They trail 8-2. We're very early on. 8:17 left in the first period.
Brad Davis bringing it up to Vincent. He finds Aguirre. Those two starting together now. That wasn't always the case. Aguirre was not a starter 6 games after the beginning of the season. Vincent working his way against Rambus. Nice job by the former Michigan State star who played, of course, on the NC2A championship with Magic Johnson at Michigan State.
Best looking 3-2 zone you'll ever see. Judd Heathcote's outfit that year was sensational. Look at the big man. Nobody blocked out. Cummings was flat-footed. And Jabbar picks up an easy one. 10-4 is our score.
Jabbar and Nixon with 4 each. 10-4. Lakers on top of the Mavericks. Aguirre working into Blackman. Turns around, jump shot. Wilkes with a block, but I think they got him on the foul. Jamal Wilkes. Well, what a ball player he has been over the years in his 9th year now out of UCLA. And during the stretch when Kareem was gone, as you look at Pat Riley look on, it was Wilkes holding him up offensively with 20-point games.
Here's Wilkes. He's okay up top, but Jake O'Donnell says he got him with the hip. So at the line, Rolando Blackman, and who can forget the last-second shot? Kansas State going against Oregon State. Jack Hartman got a big win over Ralph Miller. And here's the guy who knocked it down from the corner.
18-footer from the corner. That's one of those times I will not forget.
You mentioned the draft. They really have done it right. They got Atlanta's first pick in '83. They're a little upset, I think, though, because Wilkins goes to Atlanta. And the Hawks are definitely going to move up in the standings, in the opinion of most folks, because of Dominique.
But their second that they have belongs to Utah, so they're hoping that the Jazz stumble. Skyhook from Kareem, and the Lakers up 12-6 right now. Kareem with 6 points as Brad Davis brings it up against Norm Nixon. Both of them were drafted in the first round by the Lakers in 1977. You know who the Lakers kept. Davis has had a circuitous route back to the NBA since then. Cummings, it's stopped by Kareem. Here's Magic, 3-on-2. Magic takes it all the way, 2.
Well, you talk about penetration. Davis did his very best, but you're looking at the best guy on the break maybe to play this game. He's 6'9", he runs the court baseline to baseline. He can dish off, and as you just saw, he can shoot it too.
Aguirre, his specialty from 16 feet, and Aguirre has 4 points for the Mavericks, 14-8. Pat Riley says he likes to have at least generate 12 breaks a quarter. The other night against Golden State in a Los Angeles win, they had 53 breaks converted on 35 as Davis moves it on a fast break the other way. Foul called underneath. Obviously going to be against the Lakers, and if it is, and it is the 15th foul.
Another look at Brad Davis. Played at Maryland, as we mentioned, for Lefty Drysdale. The first-round pick out of L.A., even though it didn't work out here, it's really worked out with the Mavericks. He averages 10 points a game. And as you pointed out, Pete, he's keeping Ramsey from being a starter. Kelvin, when he came out of Ohio State, considered, along with Ronnie Lester, the 2 best point guards available. And here's a guy that had to make it through the Continental League, and he's done a tremendous job.
Brad Davis converting both. He was a 79% free throw shooter. He is 5th in the NBA in field goal percentage at 60%. So he is a very resourceful basketball player. Brad Davis. Into Jabbar, working on Cummings. How's that? Spins the other way. Cummings thought he was going to go for the sky hook. And we've got a foul underneath against Dallas. I think it's Cummings.
Kareem looks very rested. Many times he'll not do anything with the left hand, but he comes in here tough, and he had an easy one until Davis reaches in. So Kareem with a pair.
It was Davis trying to help out. Kareem at the line. Now 3 for 3 and 7 points.
His old ball club, the UCLA Bruins, got a big win over Iowa yesterday, so it looks like Larry Farmer's got an outfit that's going to challenge nationally.
UCLA, of course, has left its mark with this basketball team. Two of the best. Jay Vincent taking it all the way from the top of the circle. And the Mavs trying to climb back into this one now. 16-12. The Lakers lose it on the fast break, so it'll go green the other way. Blackman and Davis will bring it up. The 4th turnover for Los Angeles. The Lakers own an 8-1 rebounding edge, however.
Another look at Big J. Really came into his own when Aguirre unfortunately got hurt last year. And now they're blessed with 2 of the finest small forwards in the game.
Well, the second-round draft choice was Vincent, too. Everybody thought he might be a little slow, a little overweight. Not quite the player that he has turned out to be. He carried him when Aguirre went out. Look at Magic take it all the way into the paint and score. 18-12. And Magic, who at times is a little reluctant to go offensively, being aggressive tonight.
You know, I think he does exactly what you need. The other night he played some power forward when Jabbar was out there. Pat Cummings goes inside, did a good job. He came over from Milwaukee. Mata likes him. They've had problems at the center. They've tried Nymphius, they've tried Lloyd, and they've settled on Pat Cummings.
Cummings was at forward at the beginning of this season. Nymphius started, and then they went to Cummings, as you indicated. In the last 12, 13 ball games, he has done quite well, averaging 13.1. Norm Nixon goes out, and in comes, I don't even have to look, I just hear the Coop.
And those are not boos, that's Coop, Coop, Coop.
Michael Cooper into the ball game for the Los Angeles Lakers. In and out, and rebound to Cummings, uncontested.
Kevin McHale mentioned that the toughest guy to block a shot off might be the guy we just throw it up, Jamal Wilkes. McHale may be as good a shot blocker as there is in the league. And of course, Wilkes just holds it behind his right ear, makes it tough.
This is Blackman, and he gets 2.
He is tough. 6'6", he can handle those big guards.
It's that 0 for 6 scan. They've started to light it up. 18-16. Kareem working long in the yellow lane there. Still gets the basket, and the Lakers go up by 4.
Pete, you just have the feeling they can do that anytime they want it. Just get it down to the big guy. It's like dropping pennies into a piggy bank, and Dallas is going to have to probably do some sagging if they want to be competitive tonight.
Look at the defensive work there by Wilkes. You talk about his shooting abilities. A quiet guy. Boy, whoever labeled him Silk was right on a long time ago.
What's interesting, Pete, you're from the Bay Area. He didn't play like that when he was over at Golden State. He's really seemed to mature here, and he's so much more patient. He has that self-confidence. There's a look at Dick Motta. This guy will get you forwards all the shots you want. He knows how to get them open. Really makes it tough if you try and double team and help, because he really moves the basketball.
Aguirre at the free throw line on the foul call. Lakers in the penalty. Dallas with only 1 team foul.
I think one guy can't make a difference both in college and the pros. DePaul never used to be on television before Aguirre went there, and now they got all kinds of money. Ray Meyer, that little north side school, has got it knocked, and I got to believe the reason is number 24, Mark Aguirre.
Got him to the Final Four as a freshman. They struggled after that, but during the course of the season, they were remarkable as Cummings puts it up. Cooper and Johnson now working the backboard. Alley-oop to the big guy. Can he hang on? No, it's to Vincent, and here comes the Mavericks going the other way. How about that move by Aguirre? Oh, is that an athletic move?
Hope to
Mark
tell you.
Aguirre.
Now all of a sudden, boy, he is, well, he gets after it.
They say he lost about 20 pounds between last year and this year.
He looks good. He's got such a good touch from the outside.
Bob McAdoo in the ball game for the Los Angeles Lakers. Plays a lot in a reserve role and does it well. Kareem working at will. Kareem, boy, he needed the vacation. He's come back with 12, and we've got 3:28 remaining in the first quarter.
What was so impressive there, both guards were trying to double up. Davis and Blackman took a swipe at the big guy to no avail.
LA now 9 of 14 from the field as Vincent goes up, but it's contested, and Kareem comes away with a rebound. Since going 0 for 6, Dallas now 8 of 16 from the floor, 8 of 11. And that is James Worthy off the bench. And the Lakers just don't quit when the starting five goes to the bench.
We've seen Worthy about 4 times out here, and he just gets better all the time. He'll get you the assist. He'll go hard to the hole. He can play some defense, too. He's just a complete basketball player.
Worthy averaging 13.8 is coming. Works against Jabbar. This is Brad Davis for the first time from long range. Jabbar doing it at both ends now, except the outlet is away from Worthy.
Davis and Blackman both hustled back, and they do a pretty good job of trying to stop the break. Here comes Billy Garnett in for Jay Vincent.
Garnett, of course, the Mavericks' first-round draft choice this year. Here's Worthy one more time.
Makes it look easy.
Well, when he takes it to the hoop, he means business. McGuire, turnaround jumper, 12 feet, it's good. And Mark Aguirre hot right now for the Dallas Mavericks. He leads their club with 9. Had 26 last night in the loss to Portland in Portland.
Lakers with that inside game, they post up Magic and don't think he can't operate in there.
Magic on Blackman, a mismatch. Jabbar called for traveler as Garnett checked him from the top. I think Kareem was looking for the foul.
Garnett was the first draft pick, and a lot of people in Texas didn't like it, Pete, but I tell you, they wanted LaSalle Thompson, and Dallas played it pretty smart. Both were considered backups in their opinion. Well, backup forwards play 22 to 25 minutes. Backup centers play 12 to 15. They wanted somebody playing more.
They're happy with Garnett, I think, in the years to come. They know he's not going to be necessarily a superstar, but he's going to fill the role they want very much. He's averaging 6'5" right now. He was starting at some time. Aguirre was sitting on the bench. They wanted to bring Aguirre off the bench as the foul is on whom? It's against the Lakers.
Well,
Clay Johnson is in the ball game now.
Yeah, I was going to mention Johnson from Missouri picked it up. You talk about Garnett, though, as our score is now 25-24 of the Mavericks. Garnett gives him some rebounding, and, of course, he's a sound, solid defensive player. And it was a very good move when they picked him up.
Aguirre, 11 points, 3 for 4 from the free throw line. This is McAdoo. No. Rebound. Whistle.
Well, they got Clay Johnson for climbing the back.
You're right. Clay has made his presence felt as he is checked into the ball game.
Got a lot of minutes last night in Phoenix. Clay can leap with the best of them. There's Johnson, University of Missouri, Norm Stewart. Another guy picked up from the Continental League.
Billings, Montana. And the call went out to him. Here's Aguirre. 3 for 4 from the line. Make it 4 for 5. Mark Aguirre. He's starting to add up. He has 12 points. Averaging 21.2. Now he has 13. And the Mavericks have a 27-24 lead, their biggest margin. 1:44 remaining in the quarter. Worthy. What did they get him for? I think they got Garnett.
Billy Garnett reached in and grabbed him. Kurt Nymphius will come in for Pat Cummings. Nymphius has started some. Now with Cummings getting the nod, he'll come off the bench. Big guy, originally drafted by Denver in the 3rd round.
Number 40 from Arizona State, Kurt Nymphius. Boy, Denver didn't even give him a look. They didn't even he didn't get past rookie camp there.
Yeah, it's true. He came in the lineup was pretty well set in Doug Moe's mind, or that might have even been Donnie Walsh at the time. But he winds up with Dallas, and he's logged a lot of playing time for Mata.
Johnson on the drive. No. Rebound to Aguirre. Brad Davis brings it up. Blackman. Well, he forced that one, and now we got a 3-on-2, and the Lakers do this better than anybody in the world of basketball. And just as I say that, they blow it. But there is Cooper, who saves it to Worthy, who can't come down with it, but a foul, and I think it's on Nymphius.
There's Worthy. Boy, they were pounding the boards pretty good. Got a couple of efforts. Unable to get the puppy, but they get a couple of free throws. Here's the action right here. Nymphius competing a little bit. There's Cooper with a good pass. Look at Big Kurt come over and pick up the foul, but he's giving you some effort there.
Worthy, only 60% from the line. Interesting story in the newspaper today about Worthy. He grew 7 inches between 7th and 8th grade. That's quite an adjustment for a fella. He went from 6 feet to 6'7". 27-25, Mavs over the Lakers. Trying to make it 2 in a row over the world champions. Nymphius up high with McAdoo. Aguirre guarded by Magic. Garnett takes it into the lane, the leading scorer in the WAC a year ago.
And he is fouled.
So Bailey will get a couple. There he goes to his left now. He's come back to the right hand. That's not an easy move. There's the blocking call. Bill Garnett was recruited by Jim Brandenburg out of Regis High School in Denver. Brandenburg was at Montana, and nobody went after this guy because he broke a leg his senior year. Brandenburg saw something in him. Brandenburg then took the Wyoming job and got Garnett to go with him. And all he was an All-American. He really excels in defense. He's a very strong kid.
Dallas now 9 of 11 from the free throw line. That first miss.
Pete, I saw him today in the hotel. He's got big dark circles under his eyes. And I just said, welcome to the NBA.